Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see from the title, I'm expecting my second baby, so I just wanted to do a little video and give an update on what's been going on. I'm actually almost 16 weeks, which is crazy because with my first, I started telling people as soon as I found out. This time I didn't tell anyone until like 12 or 13 weeks, and I was like posting as soon as I went to my first appointment at 8 weeks. I was like posting the pictures of the baby and everything on social media, but this time I really wanted to wait just because I wasn't as, I feel like last time I told people just because I was really nervous, but this time I wasn't as nervous when I found out. Since it is my second, I feel like you kind of know what to expect. I mean, actually, of course, I'm nervous to have two babies, but I'm definitely excited, and I actually know the gender, so I'm not going to do some type of big reveal because I'm just not that type of person. But we are having another boy, so Elijah is going to be a big brother and he's going to have a little brother, which honestly at first, when I first found out that I was pregnant, I kind of wanted a girl. Obviously I want to experience both, but now I am really excited that it is a boy because they're going to be so close in age and they're going to have like that brother relationship, so they're always going to have a best friend and someone to play with. So I am really excited that it's a boy, and I think it's going to be amazing, and I know Elijah is gonna love him so much. Also, I might be talking a little quiet because he is taking a nap in the other room and it's literally right there, and I do not want him to wake up so I can finish making this video. But it's so weird because this pregnancy has been completely different than my first. With my first, well, with Elijah, I was literally sick all the time. I think until like 22 weeks I was sick all day, every day. Like even at night after I ate dinner I would get sick. And now this time around I've only been sick like a few days, and I only, honestly, I think I've thrown up like once or twice. Sometimes I get nauseous, especially if I'm in the car or something, or if I haven't eaten, or if I haven't ate. But besides that, I honestly haven't had any morning sickness, which is so different compared to him. And that's another reason I thought it was a girl, because this pregnancy has just been so different than with him, which I'm so grateful for that I haven't been sick. The only things that are kind of the same as my first pregnancy is that I'm always so tired. I don't know if that's because I have a toddler now that I'm chasing after all day long, but I'm so tired, and I was really tired with him as well. And I also get the worst insomnia when I'm pregnant. That was like my first symptom this pregnancy, and even my last pregnancy. I cannot sleep, which obviously leads me to being more tired during the day. But at night, like, I will be able to fall asleep because I'll be so tired, but then I just keep waking up throughout the night, and it's so bad because I feel like I'm getting like 4 hours of sleep a night, and I'm already so tired from just being pregnant. But hopefully that starts to get better. We'll see. It kind of was like my whole pregnancy last time, so I'm hoping this time it's not like that. But besides that, I've honestly had no symptoms, literally just insomnia and being tired all the time, which I'm so grateful for. And the only early symptom that I had, like, which led me to think that I was pregnant, is the cramping. And it's such a different cramping than when you're about to get your period. For me, it is intense, but it's just different. I don't know how to explain it. Pulling sensation when I get my period, it's like dull everywhere, and it's just such a different feeling. So I kind of knew as soon as I got those cramps, because I had them with Elijah as well. Like before I missed my period, it was like 2 days before I missed my period, I got those same type of cramps. So I kind of knew, I was like, there's something going on around there. I wasn't sure, and then I found out, when did I find out? I think I found out the day before I missed my period, because I did get those cramps. So I wanted to take a test, and I took like a really cheap test. So when I did it, it was so faint that I thought it was like a water evaporation line or something. So I was like, maybe, but I don't really think I am. And then the next day I took a first response, the day that I was supposed to get my period, and it was positive. I forgot to mention, a few days before I took the cheap one, I did take a first response, and it was negative. And the first response, you usually can detect like a few days before your missed period, and at that point I think it was 3 days before my missed period. So I was like, okay, I'm definitely out, because first response usually always picks it up early, or at least like that's what I've heard. And I like was researching it because I just had a feeling that I was pregnant. But I was like, okay, well, if this is negative and I'm about to get my period in 3 days, there's definitely no way that I could be pregnant, which I was wrong. But yeah, I was definitely shocked, and I'm definitely nervous to have two. He will be his birthday's in May, he turns 2 and I'm due in August, so they'll be 2 years apart in like 3 months. So they'll definitely be close in age, which I'm excited for and nervous about, because terrible twos and a newborn should be really interesting and lots of fun. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, because you can follow this journey with us and see how it goes. But I actually have a picture. This one was honestly from like a month ago, so you can't even see anything really, but like there he is. It's like so cute. I'm gonna take a little thumbnail. The only thing that I'm kind of stressed out about is, if you guys have been subscribed to my channel since before I had him, I was considered high risk because I have issues with my blood pressure. High blood pressure does run on my dad's side of the family, so my doctor thinks that it is like kind of pre-hypertension mixed with white coat, because when I'm at home it's honestly perfectly normal. It's usually below the recommended average, which is 120/80. So they don't want to put me on medications yet, because they don't want it to get too low. And my last pregnancy I was never put on medications. I just had to do lots and lots of blood tests and urine tests, and I would get sent to the hospital a lot just so they could make sure that everything was okay. And like they made sure that my blood pressure did come down, which it always did, which is weird because at the hospital my blood pressure was perfectly normal, which I feel like that is more like of a stressful environment, but it was actually always fine there. And I think it's because when I went to the hospital, or like whenever you're in the hospital, they do the one where it goes off automatically, like no one's coming in to take it, and like it would just randomly do it, so I wouldn't have time to get nervous, and it would always be fine. Even during my delivery with him, it was actually low the whole time. One of the nurses asked me, they're like, you're being induced for high blood pressure, and my blood pressure was like 112/68, which is actually pretty low. I was like, yeah, don't get me started. I'm like a ball of anxiety, especially when it comes to health, and not only my health now, it's like my children's health, so it just makes me really nervous. But I am happy when I'm at home it is normal for the most part, so I'm just hoping that stays the same. But with that means I also have to see a high-risk doctor, so I'm seeing 2 different doctors, which obviously I don't want to have this issue, and it is, you know, pretty stressful because high blood pressure is serious during pregnancy, especially during the end. You don't want it to end in preeclampsia or anything. But on the plus side, I am happy that I'm getting that extra care, and like they're being very careful. They're doing all these tests even now that I'm only 16 weeks or 15.5 weeks. They're doing all these tests and like just taking all the precautions, so if something were to go wrong, like if he was struggling or something, or my blood pressure was like getting too high, we could act on it right away. So I do feel good about that, because I'm having tons of ultrasounds and growth scans and stuff like that just to make sure he's growing. Fortunately, Elijah had no issues. He was perfect weight and everything, because that's another thing that blood pressure can affect, is their weight. Sometimes they are smaller if you have high blood pressure, because it restricts the blood or something like that helps them to grow. So I am pretty hopeful, because I did have a pretty healthy pregnancy last time. I mean, I had no issues besides the blood pressure. I fortunately didn't get preeclampsia, and I'm so happy about that and so grateful. He did have me take baby aspirin my last pregnancy, and I'm taking again this pregnancy, so I think maybe that helped a lot, and I'm hoping it does it this time. Something else I'm doing is taking magnesium every night. I take the, what is it? It's the Moon Juice magnesium, and I do the cherry juice drink. And I read that there is studies that magnesium can help reduce the chances of preeclampsia. So I'm just doing that, and just hoping, you know, I'm trying not to stress too much about it, but you know, it is stressful. It is like my health and my baby's health, but that fortunately is the only issue that is going on right now. Actually, last week my boyfriend had to go in to do genetic testing, because for some reason on my last pregnancy they said that I was a sickle cell carrier, and he had to get tested for that. But this time they said I was a carrier for something else. It's called SMA, and if you know anything about it, it is really serious. And I was honestly crying like every day for the last 2 weeks until we got the results back, because I was just so nervous, and there's literally nothing you can do. Like, you feel so helpless, because I mean, if he's a carrier, there's a pretty good chance that this baby would have had it, considering it is my second baby, and like 1 out of 4 chances that you're gonna have a baby with it. But I'm so grateful it was negative. That was so scary. I was so stressed out, and that definitely probably was not the best for my blood pressure, but I'm so grateful that it came back and he was not a carrier for that. That's everything that's been going on. I am hoping with this baby he latches and I can breastfeed. With Elijah, I had to exclusively pump because he literally refused to latch. This time, honestly, if he doesn't latch, I'm going to a, what's it called, a lactation consultant. I saw one in the hospital and she was helping me, but just really wasn't working. But this time, if that happens, I'm going to see one when I get home or something. I really want to like exclusively breastfeed and then maybe pump like once a day, just so I can start building up a stash, and if I go out and I'm not with him or something, you know, someone else can give him a bottle. But that is my goal for this pregnancy, is to be able, with this baby, is to be able to exclusively breastfeed. So I'm going to do everything that I can to do that, but if I can't, I will be exclusively pumping again, so that will be so much fun. I honestly kind of miss it, which sounds so weird because when you're in it, it's like I cannot wait to be done with it. But now that I am done with it, it's like I kind of miss it. I miss providing, you know, nutrients and stuff for my son. So I am excited to be on that journey again. I just hope this baby latches. I hope we have no issues, but when it comes to breastfeeding, there's always a few issues, so we'll just have to adjust, and hopefully it works out this time. But if not, me and my pump are going to be best friends again, so we'll see. I'm gonna end this video here. I just wanted to give a little update and talk about some of my symptoms and stuff. I said I was 15 weeks, so I'm past the first trimester, which I'm so happy about because, you know, the risk of everything goes down after the first trimester. But I am excited to start doing vlogs, like now that I can talk about my pregnancy and like talk about the supplements that I'm doing and what I'm eating. I am making a stretch mark cream. I'm making my own, so I'm definitely going to be showing that in an upcoming video. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you can follow this little journey with me and my family. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.